Hello, Doug Cofiell from Ivystone. Well, 2021 just is going to go down as one of those crazy years. We had a full year with the pandemic that started back in really March of 2020. It'll be remembered not very fondly by most people, but in the gift and home industry, it proved to be an incredible year of growth and kind of a changing dynamic between what we saw with the physical business in the stores as well as digitally, where the customers across the United States really figured out how to handle things differently with their customers. Everything from changing business hours to special sales where you did things online, and everybody kind of figured out their social media presence, and the business really changed quite a bit. As we get started in 2022, what we see for the year is a more balanced year. It's a little crazy right now as we're starting. It's January of 2022, and we're in the midst of a new wave of coronavirus that's different. So what we'd expect is that business will continue to flourish this year because of the macro trends that are around the industry. There's a lot of good things going on despite the challenges that are out there. The broader economy in 2022 will be quite a bit different. We think from 2021, we saw kind of an explosive growth and a shift from services to goods. We expect that to settle in a little bit, where people are not going to want to hunker down as much. But we think the year is going to be strong, and it's going to be strong because of really the broader economic conditions, which are very good. In general, what happens with our industry is that we kind of follow the housing market a little bit. So there was a lot of new projects launched. There was a lot of housing developments. There's a lot of home improvement being done. The broader companies that are in our space, the home improvement side that we really monitor, that would be like the Home Depot, Lowe's kind of business, where you can just kind of see what's going on with how people are doing projects. We tend to lag a little bit. The design side of the business, there's just unlimited projects going on. I mean, they almost can't get to them. So we expect that the business will stay robust through most of 2022. We're in a phase, we're in a little bit of a shift, and it's hard to see, and it's not talked about much because everybody's really been talking about the pandemic. And what's happening is a bunch of these trends started back late 2018 and 19, which is you have a big generational shift. The newer buyer is the millennial, the Gen Z buyer. They're coming of age and it's a big, broad trend in the business. They're hitting the age where they really start to buy, and they were late bloomers. You'd say they got the whole generation got married a little older than what it was in the past. They tended to rent. That generation's starting to buy in a big way. It's a very large generation, and that bigger trend will really will impact our business quite a bit for several years to come. We'd expect that if you can find your customer specifically, it is a shift because there's some new people you have to reach, but if you can find your customer, you're going to do really well for several years. This year is going to be a year where everybody settles into kind of their real omnichannel presence, meaning they're going to settle in where they figured out. They had a full year in 2021 to figure out where they really wanted to go digitally and what they can do in their business to really enhance it. This is going to be kind of the settle-in year, I think, where people have kind of figured out their strategy. They know where they want to go. They made the investments they needed to do. They kind of changed the way they looked at the business, and it should be an opportunity to really flourish in kind of that new normal, the new experience where you have both a presence online and a presence in your store, and you've really kind of figured out how that blends together and how you can expand your business and grow your customer base. And it's going to be super important to grow your customer base because there's kind of a new shopper that's out there that you need to meet that demand. I think we need to understand that the newer buyer may have some different tastes and like some different trends. Don't be afraid to try things. I think it's a world where everybody wants a little color and wants a little vibrancy in their life, and I think the stores that have captured that and captured the imagination of a new buyer are doing incredibly well. And we don't expect that the trend towards being home a little more will change a lot. We think people want to get out and travel a little bit, but the nesting part of being home is going to continue to be important. We think it's going to have a lasting effect. The idea that you'd go to an office in whatever area you work, maybe 2 or 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week, that's a big deal for our industry. And 2022, I think, is a year where people realize that their level of productivity may have changed a little bit. The idea that you don't have to be at every meeting and you don't have to travel to all these different locations, and you've kind of picked up some time. And that time that people have picked up, a lot of people have chosen to spend that at home and spend it with close friends and family. And that for our industry is an incredible strength. Our advice for 2022 would be to watch your inventory. It's going to be another difficult shipping year, we think, overall for the whole industry, meaning that there's still going to be heavy demand. There's still some supply chain issues, and you need to be cautious about kind of your pattern of ordering and really pay attention to the details. It's not that it's going to be as challenging as 2020 and 2021. We still think 2022 is a year where you have to pay close attention to having your best sellers in stock, your best companies, and really support the customer that you're trying to garner throughout the year. So everyone here at Ivystone appreciates your business. It's been a kind of a traumatic couple of years as we've gone through the midst of a pandemic. We encourage you to work with your salesperson as much as possible to make sure we can provide all the services you really need. We're here to help, and we hope that you have an incredible 2022.